Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna.
And I'm Paula. And today we have Makenzie Phipps with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank y'all so much for speaking with me today.
Oh, our pleasure. We're so glad we could get together.
Definitely. So, the first question, the most important question ever. Who is Makenzie Phipps?
Oh, where should I start? I honestly just like to tell people that I am a very simple person that just loves to sing. I was born and raised in a small town in Virginia called Bluefield, and I lived a very small town life, as cliche as it sounds, because I know a lot of people say they come from a small town, but I really did. My town, as Google says, I don't know how it is 3 years later, but as of 2021, it was 5,000 people in my town. So it was kind of a town where everybody knew everybody, and we had a Walmart. Loved that.
There you go.
But I'm one of those people where I love to really engage with individuals. I love sharing my music with everybody, as well as bits and pieces of my personal life. And I just hope that my music out there resonates with people.
Awesome. I love that.
Absolutely. So tell us about your latest release. Life. Oh my goodness. It's one of these days. Sorry, I just heard the dogs barking.
I felt that.
Life gives you love. And I'm like, do I have to mute myself? They were howling earlier. Sorry.
Yes.
Tell us all about Life Gives You Love. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So Life Gives You Love, I got to record in studio with my producer, Sal Oliveri, and I got to go down to Nashville, I believe going on 2 years now, because the years are just running together. I cannot believe we are even in 2024. It is amazing. Crazy. I feel so old. But I got to go in studio with him, and I recorded 6 songs, and this was one of the very last songs that he had pitched to me in studio. And I very much enjoyed recording the song because I wanted to kind of show my audience a different side to my vocals. A lot of people that have been following my musical journey know me as singing country music, and with this song, I enjoyed that it had an aspect of country music while also having kind of a more soulful element. So I just had a lot of fun recording this song, and I've been very much enjoying what people are having to say.
Awesome. Now, you say you feel old. That's not fair. You're probably a hell of a lot younger than us two. You know, that's just not fair.
My birthday is next month, and I will be in my T-Swift age, as people call it, 22. So, okay. Yes, I feel like I'm 22 going on 90.
I don't even know if I can remember when I was 22. Seriously, that was a long time ago.
Yes. I've been married as long as you've been alive, pretty much. So yeah.
There you go.
Hey, now, that's beautiful in itself.
Definitely. That
Absolutely.
Is awesome.
No. So I did love that song. But I will say, as I mentioned before the show, I'm still hooked on "You Bring Me Beer" just because it's so like sing along, catchy. You just can't help but like get into it.
Well, thank you. And I will definitely have to pass that along to my backup singer and guitarist, Shane Begley, because he is the one that wrote that song. And that song actually came out of nowhere because we were trying to find one more upbeat song to add to the list of songs I recorded. So I had pitched to him to write a song about me, and he decided to whip up that song about my hometown and my upbringing in Virginia. We had to figure out how we could get people out there that have never been to Virginia to kind of like the song, so we just added beer into the mix.
Beer always helps.
Adding a good beer song, because who doesn't love beer?
Yeah, I was from a one stoplight town, not as small as yours, but because we all had that all the same thing. It's a universal theory of, your town you're from, and then just
beer in the boonies.
Exactly. exactly.
See, I can't relate to
Nothing
that.
funnier
I
than
can't
someone
relate
carrying a keg through the woods and then they trip and you're like, oh, is the keg okay? Wait, are you okay?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yep.
I had such a sheltered life. Seriously, I lived in a bigger sort of city, so I didn't have all that.
Okay, we'll have to take you to a keg party.
So there you go.
Down the woods.
I missed out on that.
Not in
You'll
Florida though.
live-
Not in Florida. Florida
you'll
woods.
live your forever
No.
That's swamp. So
You have crazy animals in Florida, so no thank you.
So tell us, back to the music, who are some of the women that inspire you musically and in life?
Well, I always adored Miss Loretta Lynn. I loved her from the very beginning of when I heard her. I started singing when I was 4, and she was one of the very first people I ever started singing. And I guess the Lord decided on October 4th that heaven needed more joy. And it broke my heart completely because I wanted nothing more in the world than to have met her. I have had the opportunity to meet her sister, Crystal Gale, and I've met her granddaughter, Taylor Lynn, multiple times. But I just never got around to meeting her. And it was a very sad day because I've been very fortunate in my life to have not lost somebody that I was relatively close with. And I know it sounds crazy, but when Loretta passed, it broke me. I don't know what to say. I mean, my PR guy had even texted because he was worried because it just completely broke my heart. And I remember that day so vividly because I had woke up and my parents were working and nobody was home. And the first thing I woke up to were my parents, and they texted me and said Loretta died. And I just sat there in bed and I cried. I just loved her as a person, even though I never even got the chance to meet her. I just loved everything about her. I loved her music. And in modern day time, I love Ashley McBryde for those very same reasons, because I feel she is a very down-to-earth person. I did get to meet her the other day at Walmart.
That is cool.
I think it's so dang cool. Me and Shane, we were in Walmart. We were looking at some salad stuff, and I just saw out of the corner of my eye this woman, and I looked at Shane. I said, I swear that is Ashley McBryde. And she had her hair up, and she was wearing bell bottoms and boots and an Ariat jacket. And he was like, that isn't her. The strip in the hair is just making you think it's her. And I told him, I said, I'm telling you right now, that is her. And he went over and asked, and sure enough, it was. And I didn't even get to speak much because I was just so flabbergasted.
That is awesome. I must admit, I'm going to see her in concert in a
Yes.
couple of weeks. I'm stoked to see her.
I got to watch her. The very first time I ever watched her was I went to go see Miranda Lambert years ago, and she was actually an opening act. And I got to listen to some of her stuff, and I really enjoyed it. And last year on my birthday, I was down in Nashville, and she was doing a Lindyville album show at the Ryman. And I was able to find tickets for $50. So I went and watched her, and it was incredible.
I'm so excited. I was supposed to have seen her back before COVID. And of course, COVID hit, and then everything got cancelled. So I've had to wait a long time. And now I finally got tickets.
Well, it's going to be worth it because she's incredible.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. So yeah, it's going to be cool.
I remember when she was first starting to blow up, if you will, when she had like less than 3,000 followers on all of her things. And you know how when you follow someone sometimes, and this is, I joke with Paula and say, we feel like stalkers when we're liking everything from people that don't have like a lot of followers, but we're liking everything. Like, you know what I mean? It's a little creepy, but not in a weird, just in a, appreciative way. But, you just feel like that. Am I stalking someone? But I was joking because back then I was telling all these people, you got to come out. She was playing locally here. She was actually an opener. And I go, you got to go see her. And because we had some friends that know friends. And I'm like, y'all got to check her out. And they didn't check her out. And they're like, we're sorry we didn't come hang out with you all. And I'm like, yeah, you missed the show. So that was the last time she was in a small venue too. Like, yeah, so it was great that got to see her again in a small venue and enjoy. So
it's awesome.
That is awesome. Very, very cool.
So would you like to do our 13 crazy questions?
Yes. I'm scared, but yes.
No, there's nothing to be scared of.
That conviction.
At least
yes.
We're not getting arrested yet. We're still doing the podcast, so it's all good.
Yep. So let's see. Fire away.
We're in 2 different countries. We can't be arrested. They'll never find us.
In 2 different states.
Okay, we'll start this off easy. What is your favorite type of transport?
That's an interesting question. My favorite type of transport, like just how I get to places.
Yeah. Like, do you like to fly? Do you like trains? Do you like driving yourself everywhere? A scooter, or
I like to drive myself. I get car sick, so I just like to drive myself. Although planes are a lot easier, there's just so much stuff you got to deal with before even getting on the plane.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say me driving myself.
Awesome.
Okay, finish this line. Today, my favorite song is.
That is a good one. I'm trying to think of all the songs that I've listened to collectively.
Now, tomorrow it could be different. Like today, you can be like, my favorite song is "I'll Always Love You" by Dolly Parton.
I'd probably say today my favorite song is "Almost Home" by Greg Morgan.
Good song.
Cool. Okay, what's your favorite sporting event?
I like volleyball, if that's what you're asking. I was going to say, because if you're asking about any kind of actual sport event, I don't watch. I don't understand football. I've tried my hardest to understand it. The closest I get to football is I've been binge watching the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And that's it. That's the closest you're going to get. But I did play volleyball in high school. So that's the only sport I fully understand.
That's awesome. I love that.
Beautiful. We're going to have to start a charity volleyball tournament now. That's it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm in.
Definitely.
We have the team starting already. We're good.
Yeah.
So since that's the only sport you played, this year's an Olympic year, Summer Olympics. Tell me, if you were to receive a gold medal or something, what sport would it be in?
Gosh, I played volleyball, but I sucked at it.
Okay, you're off the team. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, badminton. I am pretty dang good at badminton.
Badminton. Yeah, badminton's very fun.
I'll do that. I'll do badminton.
Okay, if your life was a reality show, what would it be called?
The Country Chaos of Makenzie.
That is a great. You practice these, I'll tell you.
Practice these. Oh my gosh, I thought you were about to ask me if there was like a TV show that depicted my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, what would that be?
I love that. That's cool.
Tell us, do you have a game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Go to Walmart, raid everything, go back to my house, lock everything up, and just pray.
Wait, if you're into Ashley Bride, do you think she'll have a plan?
I bet that woman would have a plan. She'd probably have her guns all ready for action. I probably has way more planned out than I do.
I love it. Okay, what is your favorite emoji?
Let me see. That's a good question. I use the one emoji a lot where it's like the smile with a tear.
Oh yeah.
Like what you're saying, like today, for instance. So I had a dentist appointment and I had to be there at 9:40, and I was like, okay, I got this. So I had put the address in my notes and I clicked on it. I was like, all right, I'm ready. So I drove all the way there and I go in. I'm like, all right, I'm here. And they were like, do you have an appointment today? And I said, yeah, at 9:40. And she was like, well, can you just tell me your last name? So I told her, and she was like, you're not even in our system. And I went to the wrong dentist office. I called the one I was supposed to go to, and I was like, I am so sorry, I'm coming. So I sent my dad a text, and I said, I'm so embarrassed. I went to the wrong dentist office, and I put a sad face with a smile. Just like an embarrassed cry.
That's hilarious. I love that.
It was I felt so bad.
Oh, that's a good one. I do like
There
that
you
guy.
go. That is very funny. I like that. That's a good story.
So hypothetically, let's just say I have to hide a dead body and I call you and say, hey, Makenzie, do you know a good place to hide the body?
What's sad is I have thought this out. I feel like everybody has thought out that kind of stuff. Like, I remember in high school, I was in a psychology class and they were talking about just like the mindsets of like serial killers, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I had looked at my teacher at one point because there was a certain lesson talking about like, a normal person would not think about killing anybody. And I looked at my teacher and I was like, I feel like that is such a lie, because I feel like I feel like at one point in your life, there's been that one person that you're just kind of like, oh, I don't know about you. And I looked at my class and I was like, raise your hand if you've ever thought about how you would kill somebody. And everybody raised their hand. And he was like so completely shocked. But of course, I'd never do anything like that. It's just your intrusive thoughts, I guess. I don't even really know. But I've always said if there was any place, especially in West Virginia, to hide a body, it would be in the deep neck of the woods in Herndon, West Virginia. Because we play at this one show and it's called Writer's Paradise. We love playing there. They are great people, but they are in the absolute neck of the woods. There's no cellular service. There's no stores. There's barely any houses. And you're on like all these winding back roads in the middle of nowhere. There's no guardrails either. So just
you'll never be found.
It's like the train depot of Virginia, right?
Yeah, you just
using Yellowstone reference there. Yeah.
Yes, I was in the train station. I just got into Yellowstone. But yeah, so either Herndon, West Virginia in the woods, or I did also think about the other day, I thought about how pigs eat anything. And I think about how many farmers have killed people and gotten away with it. I watch way too many like serial crime documentaries.
Hey, going back, and I know you're younger, now mind you, going back to the 90s when the X-Files was out, they actually had an episode like that. I'm like, but I don't remember the whole episode. I just remember they were like, they killed someone and they tried to feed them to the pigs. I'm like, seriously? We hear about this stuff, but they do it on TV. Like, yeah.
Yes, because pigs will eat anything. I watch way too many crime series to be having all of these elaborate answers, because y'all are probably like, this girl's killer.
We're not going to have her back on again. This is scary. Criminal Minds did that. Criminal Minds had a show where they had the pig farm and they found all the shoes, but no, obviously, remnants of anybody or anything. So there you go. Pig farm.
Just like the Tiger King. Just like that.
Definitely. See? There you go.
That's where they really disappeared too.
The pigs.
Yeah,
forget the tigers. They found pigs.
Okay. If you owned a bar, what would you call it?
If I owned a bar, I don't even know. Y'all are frozen right now.
Everything seems freezing. You're frozen on us. On me.
Oh no.
What's
happening?
We're freezing.
Okay, there we go. Your internet connection.
There
we go. All right. If I owned a bar, I don't even know. I've never even thought about owning a bar.
Oh, there you go. To be your future.
Gosh, I don't know. Probably.
I was gonna give you some time to stall and say everyone's putting bars on Music Row there, so to speak. On Broadway. So somewhere in Nashville, you could have a bar one day.
I would call it Raven's Place.
After your cat.
Yes, it is. She's in her bed sleeping.
She's gorgeous.
She's being very good. She's not in
for the moment.
She always.
We normally have somebody or something attacking us or something. So yeah. We understand animals.
Absolutely. But before Tigger had passed, she used to jump on my desk and be like, here, and be like, hi. I'm like, I'm trying to talk to people. Do you mind? Like, it was just hysterical, but yeah.
It was our third host. Yeah.
Yep. She's favorite co-host forever. So
Yep.
okay. So if we made a movie about your life, what actress would you want to play you?
Reese Witherspoon.
Very good.
Yeah.
I
That'd
love
be
her.
quite cool, actually.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Okay. What scares you the most?
Death. Just death. Like I am a Christian. I am a God-believing woman. I do believe that there is a God and that there is a heaven and a hell and all that. But it's almost like sometimes the devil wants to get in your head and makes you sometimes think that it's not true. So, I've heard all different kinds of theories. People have been talking about what if that light at the end of the tunnel that they say that you see is actually you being reborn? Or what if you just die and you're dead and you don't see anybody ever again in any kind of aspect or anything like that. So when I was younger, it used to really get me, like really bad. And now as I've gotten older, I've just basically put everything in the Lord's hands and I just hope for the best. That's how I see death. I hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
But yeah, I think it's death that scares me the most.
Okay, that's cool.
That was 13, right? I didn't lose one. Because Paul's looking at me like,
No,
okay.
I won't
I feel like I lost count. Oh, so I have to do another question? Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
I can't count today. Because I was like, I'm trying to count and it was just too much fun. We were talking about dead bodies way too long. We kind of went off on a tangent there on dead bodies. So,
Two more questions.
Oh, okay. So can you give us some music recommendations? Who should we listen to?
Oh. Well, that's tricky for me because I listen to all kinds of genres. Like I'm not just subject to country music, even though I sing it. So I listen to so many different things. So it honestly would just depend on what people like. And I don't even know. I listen to so many different things. If anybody hasn't heard of Ashley McBryde, they should because one of my friends was talking about if you saw her at Walmart and people didn't recognize her, that's kind of crazy. And I think it's crazy too because she's just walking around and nobody's seeing her. And me and Shane probably looked like we were a bunch of crazy people just staring at her. So I definitely say her. Let me see what I've recently listened to.
I love that. I'd be that person that'd be like walking by someone and make a comment or something. I have no clue who they are at any place. Like I'm really bad like that. I'm serious.
Terrible recommendation.
100%. Outside of country, I enjoy Olivia Rodrigo. I think she's insanely talented, a killer songwriter, and it amazes me that she is like a year or two younger than me, and she writes like that. Because I always say at the end of the day, I'm a singer. I do enjoy doing songwriting, but I'm a singer. That's my forte. I play the guitar, but I don't play it like a guitarist should. I love to sing, and I can admire people, especially like Ashley McBryde and Olivia Rodrigo, that write such amazing songs that I wouldn't even think to write. Like in one song that Ashley has, it's Bible in a 44, and one of the lyrics was it was something like he could see through a lie like an old screen door. And I was like, how do you even come up with that? Like, how do you come up with that? It's insane to me. But yes, I would definitely recommend if you like country, Ashley McBryde. If you like pop, I like Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish. I like her too. Shane has gotten me into Biffy Clyro, so there's some rock for you. So yeah, there's some
awesome.
options.
Awesome. Okay, your last question. Okay, if you were an animal, what would you be?
A pug.
That's very specific.
I love
That
pugs.
was.
I know, pugs
Oh
are
my
great.
gosh, I love pugs. They're so cute, and they don't
That's
have
awesome.
to explain being fat because they're just little chubby things. And you know, they're
love
so
it.
ugly that they're cute, and they got a little cinnamon roll tail, as I call it.
That is awesome. I
I
love
just
it.
feel like if you're a cat or a dog, then you could just get away with anything. Like people are just like, you know, they live here rent free and all they do is just eat and sleep and use the bathroom and that's it.
That's it. That's sorted. That's life,
it.
isn't it?
But yeah,
Well,
my
cute.
first dog was a pug and I loved him.
Oh,
Get bellies rubs, right?
that's
Like, yeah.
yeah.
And they can just be dumb and people will just think they're cute for being dumb
Yeah.
because they don't know any better.
And now I can't even spell the word CARET without my dogs being like, "Hey, I know what that spells." So
Yep.
they're smarter than they think. You think they are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They lure you in, that's what it is. They're going to take over
very
the world
true.
at some point.
And by the way, they train us. We do not train them. So just let's all get that clear. You know.
No,
Yes.
100%. They rule us.
Mm-hmm.
And
They do.
that,
Yes.
well,
It's the best.
I have to bring out our special guest before we part ways.
Yay!
Ladies and gentlemen, special guest is coming up. We're all excited here. Aww.
Oh, no.
Walking like,
Mommy just woke us up from our nap.
oh, look at those
Hello.
pretty eyes, though. Oh,
Gorgeous.
She is all black except for this little heart.
oh.
Oh, look.
So you've been a good girl this whole time. You see them?
Should we like move on the screen? Should we?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, yeah, she's in. Great. This won't hurt me though. Go ahead, you can grab my hand all you want.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's crazy. She's popped into so many different interviews that I have like interviewers asking if she will make a guest appearance. Because I've had so many. At first, when I started doing video interviews and she started doing it, I remember my PR would be like, I would maybe try to keep her out of the interviews and all that. And it's gotten to the point where they'll ask for pictures of her or videos of her to include in the segment. And she's just a star in herself.
I love it. She's gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Animals are the star.
I'll have to start making guest appearance. We'll have to do that with ours. We'll have to be like guest appearance, Lucy.
Get it back on again.
Whoever's around, yeah. Usually they come up when there's like thunder or whatever, and they jump up like, hey, you know, like normal animals. They're like, we don't care what you're doing. Hold us.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Mine have left me. They've just deserted me. They probably all got to bed and left me here. I was like, okay.
Oh, it's past their bedtime in Spain.
Yeah, past their bedtime here. So they've all gone to bed and left me here.
Yeah, so they're going to keep it all nice and warm.
I doubt that, but it won't let me in.
So Miss Makenzie, what else do you have coming up for the rest of 2024? Some new music coming out? What's happening? Some gigs?
Yes, so I've been working on my 2024 calendar. I've racked up about 60 plus shows for 2024, and that is around Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, so people can be on the lookout for that. I have some shows in Indiana and Illinois as well, so people can check that out. I'm going to be updating my tour calendar here on all of my socials and my website for people to look at, and maybe our paths will meet. And my new single, which is called 18 Wheels, will be releasing February 2nd. So people can go check that out.
So excited.
Yes. It'll be another amazing song.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just very excited to see what the Lord has in store.
It sounds like a wonderful year.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. You have to make a trip over to Spain.
Yes. I'll have to get on that. I think if I went to Spain, all of my individuals from Texas and Alabama will be very mad because they keep asking me to come. And I'm like, I will branch out at some point when I'm able.
Exactly.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
well, it has been a pleasure having you on, Miss Makenzie, and you're welcome back anytime.
Yep.
Well, I thank
Definitely.
y'all so much for speaking with me today and asking me questions that I have never even thought to have answers to. I'm glad, you always get asked the simple questions like, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? Today we discussed, where would you hide a body? In the woods or in a pig? Find out here.
Exactly. I think we're going to start that podcast just for the fun of it, if nothing more than crazy.
You need to. Yes, I think that would be so fun.
That would be so cool. It really would.
You'll have to come on that podcast too, because
Yes.
Yep. Invited.
Yes.
Check.
Definitely.
First guest, we're going to go.
Yep, definitely. It's going to be awesome. That really would.
And thank you, friends, for joining us for another episode of Crazy Women Country. Make sure you check out the links below and follow Miss Makenzie on all our socials. And we'll see you next time here at Crazy Women Country. Bye, y'all.
Adios.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.